Hey, so here are some things about the importance of choosing your thoughts, being aware of your thoughts, and being more self-aware, develop self-awareness. Choosing your thoughts and choosing the thoughts that support you, help you, and being aware of them is a really critical point in your whole well-being and how you're going to go through a day with happiness, with easiness, and with inner peace. Stressful thinking patterns, would they be conscious or unconscious, really increase internally your cortisol levels. We've seen that together, and you might know that cortisol is actually directly related to the stress. Stress being a good thing, we always have stress levels during the whole day. What is not good is to have chronic high levels of stress and chronic high levels of cortisol in the body. And stressful thinking patterns, consciously or unconsciously, the thoughts that are stressful and that are constantly blaming you or making you having a hard time, are really constantly increasing your cortisol level in your body. And this directly impacts your metabolism, it impacts inflammation levels, it impacts blood pressure, and it impacts sugar level. Concretely, your body cannot function the right way, it cannot walk the right way, it cannot live the right way, and it cannot support you, your happiness, and what you want to achieve in this life. So being aware of your thoughts is actually super important if you want your body and your movement to be healthy. How can you do that? Well, being aware of them is the first thing. Noticing them is the first thing. We often get caught in the thought and we don't even notice that we are thinking something. We are more victims of it and embarked in the circle of negative thoughts rather than observer and noticing what is happening and what might be complicated. So being aware and taking the time to observe, to stop and notice what is going on in our head is really the first step. Second step, like always, is taking action with it, and that is the more tricky one, but you can always transform your thoughts. There are many techniques of that, and they are really interesting and important to learn, but one of them is the words that you're going to choose for that. So for example, instead of saying, I am not able to do this, I never could, I will never be able to do this, transform that. Your past is not your future, and the future is what you can create and want to create. So instead of I am not able to do this, transform it in I have not learned yet to do it. Because your brain listens to you. Yeah, your brain listens to you, and your brain registers everything that you tell to yourself. So if you tell to yourself that you are not able to do something, you really define your identity based on that, and you define it forever, which is totally wrong. Like, you can decide right now if you want to be different. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, but it can. So with I have not learned yet to do it, you open the perspectives of the future and you give your brain, your body and your heart more chance to develop towards what you want and the positive outcomes that you want. Remember that thoughts are energy. So what do you want to be filled with? Do you want to be filled with complicated and negative energy that lower you? Or do you want to be filled with good and supportive energy? So choose your thoughts wisely. Observe them and try to switch them. It's an exercise. It's one step at a time. The first time might seem a bit weird and uncomfortable and by playing a role, but believe me, it is a habit. It is a habit. You might have the impression that you're lying to yourself. It's your brain. Your brain likes comfort, and your brain is always going to like comfort. So remember that your brain is going to make you go back to that comfortable old way of thinking. If you want something new, it is going to feel uncomfortable, but the good news is you can do it. You can change it, you can change your thoughts, and you can switch your thoughts into something that is supporting you, that is helping you, and that is leading you towards what you really want to do.